We have been on our minimalism journey since 2017, and today I wanted to share our story. It started back when I was a full-time stay-at-home mom, not working besides a few little side jobs here and there, with my two young boys, and I was quickly becoming overwhelmed with the amount of stuff in our home. Really, it had to do with kid stuff more than anything else. But as I started digging in deeper, I found things that even I had that I didn't need, clothing and just an abundance of a lot of things that we weren't using. And so I started decluttering. I came across minimalism by watching the documentary by the Minimalist on Netflix, and it really struck a chord with me. I decided that not only did I want to declutter, but I wanted to become more minimal. It seemed like a great way to streamline our lives, to be able to focus more on all the fun things that we can go do rather than having a lot of stuff. I was so excited at the time that I jumped right into decluttering. I didn't even document the beginning of our home and the way it looked until probably after a few weeks of decluttering. And that's when I thought I might as well share my decluttering journey from the beginning by making a YouTube channel and just sharing it with the world to possibly inspire others, since I was doing this anyways. And I was consuming a lot of content from YouTube about minimalism, decluttering, and that's when I started to read books about decluttering. Honestly, when I first came across this whole movement, I did not even know any of this existed. I never had watched YouTube before, and I had never read books about decluttering. I did not even know there was a system with KonMari or any of that. I did not know any of it. So once I started researching it, I found that there were strategies and ways to declutter to make it easier. But honestly, I never had a hard time decluttering. I just jumped right into it, pulling out the things we didn't need, dropping them off at our local donation center, and just moving on to the next area. I also just want to say that while we decluttered a lot of stuff, that was because I really wanted to try out being more minimal. I wanted to live with less stuff so I could focus more on enjoying these special moments with my boys and not having to deal with so much clutter and cleanup all the time. So while we did have some extra things we didn't need, we were by no means one of those homes where things are jam-packed from top to bottom and it's hard to walk through. In general, we were pretty organized to begin with, and we never really had messes or anything like that. So I was doing more of a deep declutter where I was pulling out my clothes from my closet and really trying to choose the stuff that I was no longer going to wear and getting rid of those type of things, because I had the goal of trying to be more minimal, not just declutter. It was really a journey for me to go through every single section of my home and question myself, do I really want this? Do I really need this? Am I using it? I started to love the feeling of living with less stuff. It felt less chaotic. It was easier to clean up and organize. And as I said, having two really young boys, it just made my life less stressful. And I also found the joy in editing and making videos to share with everyone. And I was quickly getting comments of how inspirational it was for my viewers to watch these videos, and they would share with me all of their tips, which everyone still does, and I absolutely love reading all of the suggestions people have and the journey that they're on. As I was decluttering, I would film what I was doing and I would edit the video, which I really loved making these videos and using my creativity to edit them in a fun way so everyone could be inspired. And that quickly became a creative outlet for me. I actually have my Bachelor's of Fine Art degree in painting and drawing, which I love painting. You can see the painting behind me. I did that. It's just something I like to do for fun. And I found that making these videos and editing them was a great way for me to be able to really use my creative energy and it was just so much fun. So I started making more and more videos, and then also sharing my story and my advice as I was learning all these tips with decluttering. And then that actually inspired my parents to start decluttering and letting go of some of their things that they no longer wanted. And that's where my mom and I started with the Swedish death cleaning, which is, going through your stuff when you're a little older and deciding what you no longer want to use and what you can pass on to relatives. And I feel it's more than anything going through your stuff while you still have the energy to go through it, and really getting to relive your memories and enjoy all the things that you have saved through the years, and maybe say one last goodbye to them, or decide who you want that item to go to eventually.
I'm watching you. What are you gonna declutter?
I want to talk to you about these drawers.
Oh, aren't they perfect?
That has been a really fun journey with my parents to help them go through their stuff. After our first full year of decluttering, we decided to focus a lot on experiences. So we took a trip to New Zealand, which is where my husband is from, and we took a lot of local trips to just focus on the experiences, as a lot of minimalists say. After our year of traveling more and making fun memories, we actually decided to move closer to my parents in 2019. And I think that was due to minimalism, because I wanted to make it easier for us to spend more time together. We previously lived about 45 minutes to an hour's drive away from them, and so we would have to pack up and usually go and sometimes stay a night if we wanted to spend an extended period of time together. So it just made sense to move closer. And this was a way that I could help them and they could help us, and we could just see each other all the time, which we see each other almost daily now. And it was just a great choice to make, and I feel it was due to minimalism, because it really made me think about how I was spending my time and my life, and really wanting to focus on the things that mean the most to me, and that is family. Moving really showed me how minimal and organized we had become, because it was very easy. We were able to rent a truck ourselves, load everything up, and the truck was not even full, and we didn't even have to get the biggest moving truck. It really simplified the process, so I was so thankful that I had started that journey years before. And when we moved, we decided to pick a fixer-upper, which you'll see videos on this channel of us fixing up our home and changing it to suit our tastes. It really was a fixer-upper too. We had to gut a lot of this house, repipe it, so many things along this journey that had to be fixed with this home, but we just love it, and we are so happy that we moved. Fast forward to 2021, when we found out we were pregnant with my third son, Levi, and he has just been such a blessing. He was born in 2022, and we are just so thankful that we were able to have him. So you're both big brothers.
I get everything. I'm so lucky.
I got a wristband too.
You're so lucky.
Ooh, I'm gonna take my hands off.
I missed you so much.
I miss you so much too, both of you guys. And I get so many questions about if I regret decluttering all of the baby stuff from my other two boys. And I always say, no, 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 no. Because can you imagine if I saved everything from my 9-year-old to now a newborn? That's 9 years of hauling things through a move and having to store all those items. It was really actually very inexpensive to find all the baby items that I needed for Levi, because we are so minimal now. I only buy the clothes that fit him as needed, about 7 to 10 outfits at a time. I find everything at a local secondhand store, and I've also been able to find a ton of the items he needs as a newborn newborn through being about 1 or 2 on Facebook Marketplace. So strollers, and we actually found his high chair on the street. It was a perfectly good high chair sitting out there and it said free on it, so we took it and it's been working fine. Those are the type of changes I've made since becoming more minimal. I realize being a baby is such a fleeting moment in time that I don't feel I need to invest a lot of money in the items to get him through these stages. We can also just focus on having fun with him rather than having to organize a ton of baby clothes and baby stuff. Minimalism has really crept into all the decisions that we make in our lives. So even as we redo our home, we try to pick the projects that will make our home function the best for us now and not focus on what would be the best for resale value in the future. When I made this channel, I also decided to invest in myself by learning how to make my blog profitable. And it really was a journey that I did along the way. But now I can say that that is my full-time job, making these videos as well as writing on my blog. I had had a blog for 10 years that never made even 1 cent. I would just document what I was doing in my life. I had moved to New Zealand and I was documenting what I was doing in New Zealand every day. And I had no idea that a blog could actually make money. But when I started this journey to become more minimal, I started doing research. I took a blogging course, which I can link down below. And it really taught me how to make money with blogging and vlogging. And it just transformed our lives. I can now be creative and make a living. How are we doing on our decluttering minimalist journey? I would say it's still going great. One thing I've learned is that it does ebb and flow. So there are moments when we have more stuff, maybe we're working on more projects in our house, or now we have 3 boys, there is more stuff with that. But I regularly go through our home as I'm just going through my day and I pull things out that I see we are not using. So if there are clothing items that I am no longer wearing, I just quickly take those straight to our declutter pile. And I usually have a handful of things every single month that I declutter. This journey started out as a way to simplify our lives, but it changed absolutely everything. We now live closer to family. We focus on the things that matter the most to us. And I've learned so many new skills along the way to be able to make a full-time living off of something creative that I love doing. And I'm just so excited about this journey that all started with trying to become more minimal. To continue watching, click right here and see how it turned out when we tried no mess decluttering.